Welcome back to V-Rule. Today is Monday. We're starting off the week by talking about what's coming next year in 2025. It's fast approaching since we're already in December, and it's just a bit of news and a little bit of a spoiler. So if you're not interested in seeing some of the cards from Terrestrial Festival, also will be known as Prismatic Evolution once we reach the English set, you might want to tune out a little bit later on here, and I'll give you another warning, but let's dive in. We have to remember that 151 is not done. It feels like it. The prices are incredibly high and difficult to come by. Even in deals you can find, they're not great. If you do find it on store shelves, you are one of the lucky ones. You might want to grab it because it's only going to go up in price. But we have one last thing, the Blooming Waters set, box, whatever. 12 packs, Jumbo of Blastoise. We've seen the reveal elsewhere. I don't know if I put it on here or not, but we talked about this, and that's coming in February, just after the release of Prismatic Evolutions. So we have everything coming together all at the same time. Terrestrial Festival, if you want to open in the Japanese set, Prismatic Evolutions coming just after the beginning of the year, and then we're going to follow up with the Blooming Waters from 151. It is going to be madness, and I think people are going to be going crazy, getting in line, jumping on it, going for every deal they can. Sites are going to sell out instantly on these things. They already have when they do post them, so keep your eyes peeled. This might be the last chance to get 151. With that said, be vigilant, pay attention, and don't be rude. I think that's what separates us from the animals, the scalpers, that they go nuts and they start punching people in the face over Costco tins, calm down, people. Just calm down. I love when stores have a limit because it keeps everybody in check. It kind of suppresses the scalper market a lot that if they're going to go out and go crazy, get them all. They get two. Okay, you can't profit a lot off of just two because it's moving a lot as quickly as possible while the hype, while the FOMO is there. So it really suppresses the scalper market. You want to fix that? Pokemon Company, push that out to the stores. That storefronts start limiting certain products that you've already been aware of. I mean, you need somebody who can coordinate all that and direct on that. Psh, let me be your market analysis of where the market is going and how it's predicting, and I will take care of that portion for you and work with the chain stores and tell you that there's limitations on particular products. Not all of them, not all Pokemon products. The goal is to move the product, obviously, but put limitations so that way you can keep the scalpers in check and give the opportunity to your community that you're supposedly serving. Often it feels that you're not. So Pokemon Company, if you ever catch wind of this, I think there's a position that needs to be filled there that you don't even have created. Let's talk. So Blooming Waters is going to be coming out in February. I'm a little worried of what that's going to do to the market, to the community, and how horrible that's going to be reacted to. So my goal, if I can get one, great. I'm going to get it. I'm going to keep it sealed. If I can get two, I'll probably just keep them sealed. I think after that, I'm really not interested in that many more. Sure, they would be profitable. Sure, they'd be investable. There's a lot happening in 2025, and I don't want to throw my collection dollars around like they're nothing. So, being a little bit smart, planning. Planning what you'd like to do. I'm planning on getting two if I can, and I'm not planning on opening them at all. So, that's where I'm at. What are you thinking? Are you thinking you're going to be buying 10? Are you trying to buy 200 because you know it's going to be profitable? Is this your only chance at 151? You didn't get to have a chance before, so you're going to get as many as you can. That sounds pricey, but obviously better than the scalper prices that you see today. What are your plans? What are you thinking about that 151 Blooming Waters? Comment down below if you got a thought on it. McDonald's 2024, it's been released. They're coming out with some things here. So McDonald's typically does a promo. A promotion of actual Pokemon cards in packs. Typically, it's 3 cards. We have an info here. 4-card booster containing 1 holo and 3 non-holo cards. There's going to be 15 cards available. 15, folks. 15. Okay? So, in 5 packs, you should have it set, right? The problem is you're going to get a lot of duplicates. The reality is, you're not going to hit everything you want in the first run there. But while you run out and get all the Happy Meals and disappoint all the children by being the person to get this, there's other ways. You can look to the secondary market and purchase just the packs. You can get them sealed. You can get the ripped set. People open up hundreds of these, and then they complete sets and sell that. Yeah, you're spending like $30 to get the set of 15 cards. However, the amount of Happy Meals you'd have to get with all that food, and what are you going to do with it just to get the pack inside, the hunt and the stress and frustration of being out there. Take it from somebody who's done both. I've gone the getting it at McDonald's route to try to get some, and it didn't work out to get everything that I needed. I've gone and purchased it separately, and it's worked out. Now, we're going to see some crazy hype. Some certain cards are going to go nuts. Charizard, this is a reprint, but this Charizard will be expensive considering where it's coming from. If you look into the Celebrations cards from 2021, some of those are catching a pretty high premium now. They were at the time because it was crazy hype then. And I think we're in another boom era, so you're going to see that again. And if these are going to be our hollows, then we're looking at Charizard hollow there. We're looking at a Rayquaza hollow there, a Dragonite. These are going to be some big ones, folks. And coming out of the McDonald's packs, not super exciting. I have completed the last few here, the 2021, 22, 23. I've completed all of those just because it is a small side set, not too difficult to obtain. There are tons of them, tons out there. And yeah, even on the ones you're going to be paying a little bit more of a premium, it's not going to be a $100 card. I wouldn't think this would get to a $100 card. I don't think any of them have ever gotten to $100 or even $50. I don't know what the most expensive one. That might be worth a search to find out. But that's for another day, because today we're going to look at what to expect in Prismatic Evolutions, what to look at or look out for in Terrestrial Festival if you're going that route. I tried to purchase Terrestrial Festival. I went through some channels to purchase from the Pokemon Center in Japan, and the order got canceled. I don't know what happened. So I was a little frustrated with that. Oh well, life goes on. Things happen. So I was planning on getting it for the channel to open it up, do some things. I had a few plans in mind of what I could do with it, but that's okay. You know, stuff happens, and you have to pivot and keep going, which is what we're doing here. So we're going to pivot real quick here, just for a second, before we get into that reveal. This is your warning to just stick around for like a minute, and then if you don't want to see that stuff, if you don't want the sneak peek coming to light, if you like to keep that veil, then, you know, just take a break, okay? The quick minute I'm talking about is the one talking about this here, the Pokemon 151 poster collection. Maybe that Blooming Waters is looking a little bit unobtainable, but we'll see once February hits. Maybe this one will be easier to get, you know? Free for you. That's cool. Poster collection going out to one lucky winner, one lucky subscriber. That's right. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to be a part of it. Giving away that, as well as 2 3-pack blisters of Surging Sparks and 5 Pokemon mystery card lots. 8 winners overall. The goal is 4,000 subscribers, and we are getting very close. I'd like to hit it by the end of the year, or prior to, rather. I'd like to hit it before the year's out, before this month is out. I'd like to start the new year doing that giveaway, making sure, start people off right in this hobby and get them some happy times there with those 8 prizes. All you got to do is be part of the channel, like I said, and then take that extra step and go over to this video here. That's the one where you need to leave an additional comment. That's where I'm pulling all the winners from. So all the comments are compiled in one place. That's where I'll be getting the winners from using a random YouTube comment picker. Now back to the reveal. Spoiler alert. Just know that if you don't want to see some of these SIRs, the special illustration rares from Prismatic Evolutions, or what will become Prismatic Evolutions, because we only have them from Terrestrial Festival, the Japanese version, then this might be the time to tune off, and thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here, and I understand not wanting to see it. I'm like that with a lot of sets too, where I just don't want to see it, but what I'm doing with the videos lately, I definitely want to kind of be looking ahead and seeing what's coming, because it's interesting. I like the discussion now. So we're going to jump right into this. We are looking at Eevee, the one that starts it all. You can evolve from here in any direction, like right. So Eevee with the crown. They're all going to have the crown. The rainbow border. I actually like the rainbow border. I think that's pretty cool. And we have just some plants here, flowers, texture, a little bit of scenery, a little bit of color scheme, a little bit of texture, a nice little soft muted palette, but I don't really know what I'm looking at. It's not overly exciting. It looks nice, and then I kind of stop there. Flareon, this one's not as big, but they're all kind of similar. That when we saw those little thumbnails, we thought, oh, is that this? Is that this? Oh, this one kind of just looks like a pattern. It seems like it's really just a full art. More or less, it's a full art. It's a design a little bit beyond just a color scheme or a swirl or something, but it's just a design pattern behind the Pokemon. Yes, it's Flareon, so we're engulfed in the flame here. This wheel, I don't know what it's supposed to be, but there's not a lot of scenery in these. Vaporeon looks like there's a little pool of water here, maybe a drip with a rippling effect. Looks like some sort of stained glass look behind here. The Vaporeon has this triangular geometric pattern within, which is interesting. I don't know what I'm looking at in these, or some sort of bubbling something or other. It's very interesting because these are a lot less complex than I think I envisioned for these SIRs, which brings me hope that they might be a little bit more common to pull one of these. Maybe we're going to have a surge of SIRs, SAR in Japanese, special art rare, and then special illustration rare in English. I prefer the AR art rare and SAR special art rare because, especially on this channel, I just speak about these things in terms of their art more often than not. So a lot of people will talk about the playability of the card. That's great. A lot of people will just, oh, that's cool, and they like the Pokemon. Awesome. Which falls a little bit short in the appreciation for me, but I speak about them in terms of art. So the illustration rare, special illustration rare, fine, but specifically saying the word art in there, I prefer that. So that's really why I wanted to open the Japanese. I wanted to actually have these art pieces labeled as such. No, I really wanted to just get a taste of the set prior to it coming out in English, because I think it's going to be very difficult to get a hold of. So Terrestrial Festival seems to be out there. There's a lot of pre-orders, and we'll see how well or how difficult that one goes. We've seen other specialty sets just blow up in price out of Japan, and then a couple of years later, it comes down and much easier to obtain. So you're going to be paying a little additional. There's fees that are associated in getting it here, especially in quantities. So something to consider. It's about a $40 box in Japan, but if you're paying $55-$60, that's pretty reasonable for having the opportunity here. So Glaceon, similar. Actually, I like this one a lot more than I did, because when I saw it in that small little thumbnail, that first introduction we all had, it looked very obvious that this was just a pattern. I thought, oh wow, just a pattern. I'd like it to be something else. And then you start looking through them and you find out they're all kind of like that. Well, now this one has been elevated because it's not beneath the others in its artwork. It's not just a pattern. They're all in a similar boat, which I like the continuity. Gotta appreciate that. So I just guess I didn't know really what I was expecting. And you see a thumbnail and you think one thing, you see the fuller resolution. Now you get a little bit better introduction. Obviously these are going to hit. If you see them in person, especially with the texture and all that, it's going to look great. I'm not discounting any of these. They're evolutions. These are going to do great, and they look awesome. These artworks here are far beyond the Pikachu SIR out of Surging Sparks, in my opinion, because there's at least something happening. There's something elevating it to another level. So when I was kind of being strict on my opinion on that set, let's say, and that particular card, I think it's valid, especially compared to this, where there's something more happening. These are elevated to a higher, a new height. Probably not the same price point, at least early on, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. The market will decide. I get an opinion, and that's all I ever give on this channel is my opinion. I'll give news and fact-finding and deals that we look at, looking at markets going up and down and seeing things all over across the board, but it's just an opinion. It's just an opinion. Let's not take it too seriously. I've been getting ripped apart in the last few videos, but I'm like, okay, dispel those negative comments, because it's not the end all. It's not defining of my channel, because there are so many more positive comments, people, enjoying the content and enjoying the channel. And that's the purpose there. So I'm trying to ignore the bad, focus on you who are doing a service by putting out kind words and actually absorbing the content, watching, seeing it. Sylveon, nice little frame here, all the ribbons going around, this little pink, light pink here, and it's cute, it's great, but there's not a whole lot going on. There's not a lot of scenery. It's all very much a texture, a background. like a studio session for these. One that's a little bit more complex, the big boy, the Umbreon. We kind of thought, oh man, another Umbreon, another Moonbreon, but still, we're just seeing a pattern here, and this actually has more of a look of a sun than a moon to me. So, would that look cool next to the Umbreon VMAX? Sure it would. But it's just texture. This one's a little psychedelic actually, because there's a lot of interesting stuff and a little retinal vibration on colors going here, where you have complementing colors that would, contrast one another perfectly. That's where retinal vibration comes from. It also kind of has a little bit of that Moltres V from Chilling Reign feel, with the big swoop here and here, kind of looking like wings. Obviously, Umbreon does not have wings, but it's got this bird-like feel there, in an abstract way. Here's the wings, here's the talons coming out, and the Umbreon becomes the bird. Like, I don't know. Just, I'm thinking out loud as I'm seeing it, because as much as this is a reveal on the channel here showing you, this is a reveal to me. I pulled them up, but I didn't dive in. So it's just interesting to kind of be looking at this. So maybe this is the Sunbreon rather than the Moonbreon. I'm coining that, copyright, whatever we got to do. I get a quarter every time somebody says it. So this is the Sunbreon, and we are looking forward to seeing this one shine. That's so stupid. Pokemon 151 going out to one lucky winner. We are trying to get 4,000 subscribers. All you got to do is like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, being a part of Viewer. I'm also doing 5 Pokemon mystery card lots, as well as 2 3-pack blisters of Surging Sparks. 8 winners overall. We just got to get there, 4,000 subscribers, hopefully by the end of the year. And don't forget to hit the bell, because I post 7 days a week. And with that, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.